what can people expect from Bearhead live?
Loud. You can expect an honest rock show, which I think people haven't had in a really long time. Just an honest to goodness, in-your-face rock show.
Very high energy.
No skinny jeans, no beanies hanging off our heads.
No pretentiousness, just straight up rock, man.
You might have some gauges though.
Ninja Turtle tattoos.
Yep. Next question.
So, who is it like when you were coming up, growing up? Who is it that you looked at as far as inspiration for your live show? Like, what does it encompass?
I'd say for me, Metallica really did it for me. Metallica's probably the most energetic band I've ever seen. A lot of Sunny Day Real Estate, stuff like that. Bands that just didn't hide behind anything. They just said what they wanted to say with their music. No bullshit.
Well, no, I feel bad for saying this, but I really don't like look up to anybody. I just do my own thing, I guess.
Sports.
Yeah. Everyone looks up to sports. I'm a big Neurosis fan.
Jimmy.
I think they're,
I love you.
I think they're a really innovative band. They
I'll take care
essentially started a complete genre of their own. When Souls at Zero came out, that pretty much just changed my life. So they've always been a really huge influence for me.
I like cell phones.
It's not bad.
Alright, so what about the new album now?
Ronnie, take that one.
Alright. Our new album, is a lot more straightforward rock than our last album. Less progressive, more just in your face. It's different in the way that it's more aggressive, but I think it's also more beautiful at the same time. It it covers a lot of ground that we wouldn't have otherwise normally covered. We called on a lot of different influences for this album. Our technique was 100% different than our last album. We used instruments that kind of got us out of our comfort zone, and we're able to create a lot of different sounds that we wouldn't have normally been able to explore with the gear that we had. So I think it's been a really good thing for us. Opened up a lot of creativity.
Yeah. To touch on that, I'd say the baritone guitar, tuning down to A sharp, really allowed my voice to go lower and higher. And I was stuck in E flat in this box, and it limited me. And for me personally, when I was sitting in my living room just writing songs on the baritone, this whole other world of just thought opened up, and I could just do way more tune lower. So.
Plus the way we recorded this album, we will record albums for the rest of our lives this way.
Yeah.
By ourselves, nobody was there.
Yeah,
it was just, I went there by myself, played to the click track, played to the scratch guitar. Then he came in, whichever one, I don't remember. But
we were by ourselves totally in the studio, no influence from each other. We just gave each other complete freedom to do whatever the heck we wanted to do, and that to me is something that I encourage.
That's what Bearhead is.
Yeah, I encourage other bands to try that instead of limiting each other and saying, no, you can't do this or that. Just do what you want to do, and in our case, this beautiful thing came out of us, and like we may be totally full of ourselves or whatever for liking our new record. I think it's pretty awesome. I do.
It's cool.
So what's the name of the album?
The Baritone Snake Revival.
The Baritone Snake Revival. These guys named it. Don't blame me.
It's kind of
take you to church back in the old snake handling days.
Yeah, something like that. There's a lot of the name kind of fit on several levels. Like he said, we are using a baritone guitar for this album. Our rehearsal space when we first moved in was basically full of snakes, and it's also got some religious connotations that we touch on this album. And the revival is just simply because it's the musical or the religious aspect that we kind of touch on from our backgrounds, and on top of that it's a musical revival for us because it just opened up a whole nother world for us. So that's the basis for the album title.
That was really good.
That's it, man.
That was good, man.